Hi, welcome to Sue Marie P. My name's Sue and today I'm going to share an easy bake, semi-healthy cranberry oat bar. I love making homemade snacks to have when I'm out and about and just to have instead of eating biscuits or cakes. So if you'd like to see how I make my quick one bowl cranberry oat bar, come with me and let's see. So step one, pop your oven onto 150 degrees C with a fan, or 170 if you don't have a fan, and I'll pop some Fahrenheit measurements or temperatures above. In my saucepan here, I've already melted down 125 grams of butter. I was going to do it with coconut oil today, but I've run out and I went to the shops and they didn't have any, so you can use coconut oil as well. And into that I'm going to put some light brown sugar, and that's 100 grams. And I like to add like a natural sweetener. So I'm going to put maple syrup in today. That's 125 mils or half a cup. And I have made it with brown rice syrup as well. So we're just going to stir all that together. I'm just going to go and pop it back on the heat and let that sugar melt for a little bit, just on low for 2 minutes. So while that's doing its thing, grab your container or pan. I'm doing it in my square brownie tin and I've greased it and lined it with paper 2 ways, so that's ready to go. And in this bowl here we've got 200 grams of porridge oats. So it's about, what is it, at about 2 cups plus 2 tablespoons. And I'm going to add 3/4 of a cup, or what is it, 90 grams of whole grain spelt. Actually, I ran out of whole grain as well, so I've got a tiny little bit of white spelt flour. But if spelt's not your thing, just add whatever flour you like. And in there, I'm going to add a little bit of spice. So 2 teaspoons of cinnamon, teaspoon of ginger, and a teaspoon of ground cardamom. I just wanted to give it a little bit more of a Christmassy feel, and I love spice. If you don't want spice, leave it out, and yeah, do your own thing. So I'm just going to mix that together with this fork because it's next to me. And as always, I pop the other measurements above, so you've got the cup measurements and the USA measurements. And I've got 70 grams of desiccated coconut. In the UK here, we only get the unsweetened version, so that's unsweetened. And I've got some seeds here, 40 grams of sunflower and 40 grams of pumpkin. I think that's about 1/4 cup of each. And I've got 70 grams of dried cranberries. And if you're not into cranberries and you want to pop sultanas in or raisins, pop them in. If you don't like them, if you want to put choc chips in, do that as well. So that's all mixed and ready to go. So that's my 2-minute timer. And I think I might just give it another minute. I'm just wanting that sugar to dissolve. So that was actually 2.5 minutes, so that's all ready. And into that I'm going to put 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda or bicarb soda. Mix that around, and that's going to go all bubbly, which is perfect. And I've got my vanilla here, and I'm doing 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Now that's super bubbly. So while that's bubbling, we're going to pour that into our mix. I can smell the vanilla. I made homemade vanilla for the first time, but I'd like to give it a few more goes before I share my recipe with you. So let's mix all this together. And the other great thing about this bar or slice is that it's perfect to pop into children's lunchbox to take to school. I know school's coming to an end for the year, but it's a great one to have in your repertoire because it's got no nuts in it. And it's so much cheaper than buying packaged bars all the time. Now what I like to do is add a little bit of water. So I'm just going to grab my tablespoon. And this is, I just do this by eye, because depending on what nuts and seeds, what seeds you pop in there and what type of flour determines how much water you need. So I'm just going to give it 1 tablespoon today. And just double check. Yeah, I think if I'd used more whole grain flour, might have needed another tablespoon. So that texture is right. It kind of looks like a wet biscuit texture. Now, if you're out there and you're wondering, can I do this without baking it? Which I have done. I swapped out the flour for Rice Krispies and did a no bake with honey, but I prefer the baked version. And I might share that recipe or video with you in the next few months. Okay. So the best way to press this in is just to grab the back of the fork. I find this is the quick and easy way. I love the colours of pumpkin seeds and cranberries together. Always reminds me of Christmas. And I love red and green. They're my favourite colours. If you haven't realised that I love red. This is also a fantastic bar to have as a breakfast bar if you're running out the door, or if you don't want to fuss making porridge or anything like that. Semi-healthy. So now we're going to bake this for 20 minutes, 20 to 30 minutes in our 150 degrees oven. And we'll come back and chop it up and have a taste. Our cranberry oat bars are all cooked, and I've had them sitting on the bench for an hour until they were cool, and then I popped them in the fridge. So we're back to cut them, and they look fabulous. So I think I'm going to cut them in half and just do them in squares today. But you can do them in bars and wrap them. So I'll do 16 squares. So I'm going to come closer and do a little taste test. Okay, here's my little cranberry oat bar. I love all the spices in there, and the crunch of the oats and the pumpkin seeds and sunflower seeds. And a little burst of red goodness from the cranberries. Give this a go and let me know. Pop a comment below. Hit a thumbs up if you've liked my recipe. Share it with a friend. If you stick around, I'll pop a few other links up above for some other recipes you might like to try. And if you're new here today, consider subscribing. All you need is a Google account. Hit subscribe, hit the bell, and then you get notified when I have a new video. I'm doing roughly about 2 videos a week, and hopefully I'll share more fantastic recipes with you to try baking at home. And I'll see you next time. Bye.